I was reviewing quarterly reports at my desk when a notification popped up from Instagram. My mom had tagged me in a post. That should have been my first warning. I opened it to find a collection of photos. My sister Sophia, in an elegant dress, surrounded by balloons and champagne, stands in our family mansion. The same mansion where I grew up, where we celebrated every birthday, every achievement, every important occasion, except mine. Not for the past 5 years. The comment made me feel tight in my chest. I'm celebrating my daughter's successful promotion to senior vice president. Only real achievements deserve celebration. Some people build careers, others just pretend. Proud mother. A true success. Not everyone is capable of winning. Today was my 30th birthday. My sister was promoted 3 weeks ago, but my mom deliberately scheduled this party for today, my birthday, and made sure to tag me so I wouldn't miss it. I browsed through the photos. My father smiles proudly at Sophia. My uncles and aunts wore elegant clothes. I haven't heard from members of my extended family for months. Even my grandmother was there. The woman who once told me I was her special girl before I disappointed everyone. Comments have already started pouring in. What a beautiful celebration. Sophia is extremely talented. Some girls make you proud. Congratulations. This is what success looks like. Then from my cousin Chloe. Happy birthday, Olivia. Have a wonderful day. My mother's reply came immediately. Today is dedicated to Sophia's achievements, not her birthdays. Let's focus on what matters. I sat down in my comfortable office chair, which I bought myself for my office on the 42nd floor, and laughed. I actually laughed. My assistant knocked on the glass wall. Miss Chen, your appointment is at 2 p.m. Give me 5 minutes, please, Natalie. I opened my email and reviewed 3 specific contacts. Property manager. The legal department at Skyline Real Estate. Accounting. My fingers moved quickly across the keyboard. Subject. Immediate action required. Termination of access to the property. My dear team, effective immediately, please terminate all access privileges for the following individuals at 847 Riverside Drive. Eleanor Chun, current resident. Richard Chun, current resident. Sophia Chun, frequent visitor. Please change all door codes, deactivate key cards, and update the security system by 11:59 p.m. today. The new access credentials should only be sent to me. In addition, please prepare and serve formal 30-day notices of eviction to both Eleanor and Richard Chun. The lease remains in effect on a monthly basis according to the original terms established in 2019. This is not a request for discussion. This is a directive from the property owner. Best regards, Olivia Chun, owner of Skyline Real Estate LLC. I pressed the send button on all 3 emails, then called my real estate lawyer directly. Daniel, it's me, Olivia. I want you to do something for me tonight. Let me go back to the beginning. 5 years ago, I left my family's luxury real estate company, Chain Dynasty Properties, which was founded by my grandfather and is run by my father, where Sophia now serves as senior vice president. I left because I was tired of being invisible. I'm tired of having my ideas ignored. I was fed up with my father saying that real estate was for serious people while he handed Sophia the projects she had designed. Therefore, I founded my own company, Skyline Properties. I started with humble beginnings. I bought one residential building with money I had saved and a loan whose conditions I fulfilled entirely on my own. Then I bought another building. And another. I did it quietly, using a limited liability company and working without drawing attention to myself while my family made fun of my nice little business. My mother liked to tell people that I had given up the family business to play the role of an entrepreneur. Sophia used to laugh at my initial recipes for family dinners. What they didn't know, and what I never told them, was that I built an empire over the course of 5 years. 42 properties throughout the city. Commercial buildings. Luxury apartments. Multi-purpose projects. My investment portfolio was worth $380 million, including the palace where they were currently celebrating. 3 years ago, my parents made a disastrous business decision. They overborrowed in a property development deal, and when the market changed, they risked losing everything, including the family mansion that had been in our family for 60 years. My father was so proud that he didn't tell anyone how bad things were. But I have friends in the banking industry. I heard that. Therefore, I submitted a proposal through my limited liability company. I bought the palace, the room that was my bedroom in my childhood. My memories. Historical. I bought it for $8.5 million. Less than the market value because they were in dire need, but it was enough to save them from complete financial ruin. I never told them I was the buyer. The paperwork was processed through the limited liability company. I entrusted everything to my property management company. They were left to believe that some investment group had bought it, and that it had generously allowed them to rent it out at below-market rates. My mother boasted to her friends about the great deal they had gotten. She had no idea that she was paying rent for her daughter, who constantly belittled her. By 3 p.m., the property manager had confirmed everything. The access codes have been changed. The security system has been updated. The keys have been disabled. 30-day notices scheduled for delivery via express mail at 6 p.m. By 6:30 p.m., my phone started ringing. First my father. I let the call go to voicemail. Then my mother. 3 consecutive calls. Then Sophia. Then my father again. Finally, at 7:15 p.m., I answered my mother's 5th call. Olivia. Her voice was sharp with panic and anger. What have you done? I said quietly, happy birthday to me. Our keys don't work. The security system locked us out. Strangers are delivering eviction notices. These aren't eviction notices, Mom. Those require a court order. These are just 30-day eviction notices. It's completely different legally. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that I own property number 847 on Riverside Drive. I've owned it for 3 years. Silence. You've been paying me rent all this time. The line stopped completely. This is impossible. Skyline Real Estate LLC. Check your lease. Check your payment records. It's all there. You've been signing checks to my company for 36 months. Did you buy our house? I bought the house that you were about to lose because of the foreclosure. Why? Because I saved you from bankruptcy. And I charged you a rent lower than the market rate out of misplaced family loyalty. I stopped. You're welcome. This is theft. No, it's capitalism. You know, that thing you're always celebrating Sophia for being so good at. I kept my voice gentle. I saw an investment opportunity. I seized it. Isn't that what you taught us? Business is business. Olivia, please. My father's voice came into the call. He must have taken the phone. Let's discuss this calmly. This is clearly a misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding, Dad. I am the landlord. You are the tenants. Your lease will be terminated. On what basis? His voice shifted to the authoritarian negotiating tone he had used for decades. We've paid every month. We've maintained the property. You can't simply terminate the contract without cause. Actually, I can. Your lease is monthly. Either party can terminate it with proper notice, and for any reason. That's what I signed. Why are you doing this? Sophia's voice sounded full of tears. What have we done? You really don't know? I stared at the Instagram post. I threw a party at a house you didn't own for my birthday, and publicly declared that I was a failure and didn't deserve to be celebrated. It was just social media. That was a public insult. I corrected her. It has been years of being ignored, ridiculed, excluded, and treated as if I have no value because I chose my own path. I took a deep breath. And today, on my birthday, I made sure everyone knew how little you thought of me. We didn't mean to. Yes, I did. My voice remained calm. You meant every word. And now you will experience the consequences. My mother whispered, Please, where are we supposed to go? This is our home. It's my home. I let the words settle. You just live there. Then I corrected myself. Or rather, you lived there. You have 30 days. I suggest you start the research. Olivia, be reasonable. I am acting reasonably. I will give you 30 days, and I will not sue you for the damage caused by Sophia's party to the wooden floors in the ballroom. My mother asked me, What do you want? Money. We'll pay a higher rent. I don't want your money. I looked around my office. I have many of them of my own. I took another quick look at the Instagram post. I want you to understand something. You spent 5 years treating me like a failure because I wasn't part of your company. But I built something bigger than you could ever imagine. I own 42 properties in this city, including the mansion where you were celebrating. My company is worth more than my father's current total portfolio. Silence. I did it without your help. Without your consent. Without your consent. I did it because I'm good at what I do, whether I admit it or not. Do you really own all of that? My father looked shocked. Check the records. It's all general information. I stopped. But you never looked, did you? Because you were so busy rejecting my request that you didn't see what I was building. Why didn't you tell us? Sophia asked quietly. Because I wanted to see who you really were when I thought I was helpless. I swallowed. And you showed me that. Today, on my birthday, you showed me exactly who you are. Of course they resisted that. My father's lawyers reviewed the lease and confirmed exactly what I had already told him. Monthly lease agreement. Legal notice. There are no grounds to contest that. My mother tried to exert psychological pressure. She even called my grandmother to intervene. But the grandmother surprised everyone. Perhaps you should have been kinder to Olivia all these years. Sophia tried to use the bonds of sisterhood. She came to my office building. Security called before allowing her to go upstairs. She eventually agreed to meet her in the lobby. She said, Please, this is destroying our family. No, Sophia. I shook my head. I destroyed it years ago. That's the result, plain and simple. I'm sorry about the post. I'll delete it. It received 847 likes and more than 200 comments. I looked at it. Deleting it now does not erase what I said. What do you want me to do? For the first time in my life, she showed signs of hesitation. I don't want anything. I was serious in what I said. I don't want revenge. I don't want reconciliation. I don't want invitations to a family dinner where everyone pretends this never happened. I just want you to leave me alone. We are a family. The family respects each other. Families celebrate each other's successes. The family does not publicly humiliate someone on their birthday. I stood up. She is no longer part of my family. You are tenants and you need to find somewhere else to live. What will you do at home? That's none of your business. 28 days later, my parents moved into a luxury apartment in the city center. Smaller than the palace, but still beautiful. They were not destitute. I feel extremely humbled. Sophia helped them move. She has been unusually silent on social media since deleting her birthday post. On the 30th day, I visited the palace for the first time since buying it. Wandering through the empty rooms felt like a dream. My bedroom during my childhood. The library where my father taught me about real estate. The kitchen where my mother used to host endless dinner parties. Everything is empty now. Everything is mine. I stood in the dance hall where Sophia's party was being held. Slight traces of friction remained on the hardwood floors. My property manager appeared at the entrance. Mrs. Chun, what would you like to do with the property? I've thought about it. I can sell it. Rent it. He moved to it. Instead, I took out my phone. Hello, Rebecca. I'm Olivia. The director of a nonprofit organization concerned with youth entrepreneurship responded. I have a property I would like to donate to your business incubator program. 6 months later, the Chun family mansion was transformed into the Skyline Innovation Center. A place for young entrepreneurs from disadvantaged backgrounds. Free workspace. Guidance and direction. Cases. Everything I had hoped to achieve when I started. The media loved the story. A local real estate businessman is transforming his family's property into a youth business center. A week after the grand opening, my mother called me. You have turned our home into a charity. Her voice trembled. I have turned my possessions into something useful. I corrected it gently. I watched your interview. I hesitated. I spoke about building a business without family support. About self-affirmation. Were you talking about us? What do you think? A long silence ensued. Then, I think I was a very bad mother. I didn't expect that. I was so focused on the daughter who followed the plan that I couldn't see the daughter who was brave enough to create her own plan. Her voice cut out. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Olivia. I closed my eyes. Years of anger wrestled with fragile hope. I'm sorry, too. My voice was barely audible. I'm sorry it took all this time for you to be able to see me. She asked, can we try again? Can we try to be a family? I don't know, Mother. This will take time. I understand. I paused for a moment. Anyway, I'm proud of you. I should have said that years ago. But I'm saying that now. I am proud of everything I have built. Thank you. It wasn't about forgiveness. That was not a reconciliation. But it was a beginning. My 31st birthday was completely different. I held my own celebration on the rooftop of a restaurant I owned. Friends. Business partners. The mentors. The people who genuinely supported me. The people who celebrated my success. My phone rang. A text message from an unknown number. Attached is a picture of Sophia standing in front of a modest office building. The sign read, Sophia Chun, independent real estate consultant. The letter stated, I left my father's company. I will start my own company. No family money. There are no connections. Just me. I thought if my sister could do it, maybe I could too. Happy birthday, Olivia. I hope this is all you deserve. I stared at the picture for a long time. Then I replied, good luck. It's harder than it looks. But it's worth it. 3 dots appeared. Disappear. Then he appeared again. Perhaps we can have coffee together sometime. No family problems. Just 2 sisters who know what it means to build something out of nothing. I looked around at my collection. The life I built. To the person I have become. Not despite my family's objections. Perhaps because of that. Maybe. Then I wrote in response. Let's start from here. Because this is what I learned. You cannot force people to appreciate you. You cannot force them to acknowledge your worth. You cannot demand respect from people who are determined not to give it to you. What you can do is build a life so undeniable that eventually they will have no choice but to acknowledge it. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is not destruction. That's success. Wow. It's obvious. It is impossible to ignore. This changes everything. This includes, ultimately, the people who doubted you in the past. My mother was right about one thing in her Instagram post. Only genuine achievements deserve celebration. And it has achieved something real. I achieved it without them. Despite them. And ultimately for my own sake. And that made all the difference.
अंधेरी दीवारों में खुद को ढूंढता हूँ मैं गए जो दिन सहाने थे उन्हीं को सोचता हूँ मैं तुम्हारे बिन ये मोर मौसम भी बड़ा बेसर्द लगता है। दिल का हर एक कोना अब बहुत ही दूर बढ़ता है। अंधेरी दीवारों में खुद को ढूंढता हूँ मैं। ये जो दिन सुहाने थे उन्हीं को सोचता हूँ मैं। तुम्हारे बिन ये मौसम भी बड़ा सर्द लगता है। दिल का हर एक कोना अब बहुत ही दर्द भरता है। मेरे साए भी मुझसे अब जुदा होने को कहते हैं। तुझे खोने की राहों में ये आंसू बहने लगते हैं। कहाँ जाऊं कहाँ ढूंढूं मेरा वो साजो सामा तो मेरी हर एक तमन्ना तू। मेरी रूह का मका तू। लकीरों में नहीं लिखा जो तुमने ख्वाब देखा था। वफा की इस कहानी में फकत एक गम ही लिखा था। सितारों से भी पूछता है पता तेरा कहाँ होगा। मगर खामोश है दुनिया कहाँ मेरा जहाँ होगा। बस एक बार मुड़ के देख ले मेरी बेबसी की सूरत। मुझे है आज भी तेरी वफा की सख्त जरूरत। साए मेरे तन्हा सफर बस रह गया दर्द का असर। साए मेरे तन्हा सफर बस रह गया दर्द का असर। दर्द का असर।